And we're live.
We're here.
You got the right chair.
Yeah.
Finally.
Gosh. All these people put the darn chair so low. I feel like I'm sitting on the ground. Like I need something to sit in here. But we're back for maybe a couple of weeks. We'll see. I'm back in town because otherwise I'd be literally watching paint dry. Because we're into the phase of the project that isn't my turf. And then I need to go back down there when we need to get into my stuff, all the detail stuff. So we had the detail of prepping for the LZ project and getting everything up to speed, giving up the date, making sure all the people are lined up and managing the project, and then the demo is just the demo, just pure manual grunt work, and.
So all that's done now. The demo's done.
Oh, yeah. We're in the construction now. And so the detail work of the construction, which is all the drywall taping, mudding, painting, caulking, finishing, final electrical work. But, we've chosen where everything goes, where all the things need to be. I've, made all the decisions on where everything is located. And so now... I'm like, I'm talking to Mike. I'm like, man, I kind of need to be back here for the new building acquisition and all that. So, I think I should go home for a couple of weeks, get back in routine. I'll come back fresh, invigorated, ready to, shoot the videos that I need to shoot to, kind of take the project to on the home stretch. But we're on schedule. I mean, I think for sure we'll finish it, end of January, which is the plan.
So both Mike's and Trevor still down there. Mm-hmm. And then I'm looking here. So the next episode is episode 15. Mm-hmm. Mike takes us through the day.
Should be up
bathrooms are coming together.
Yep. So lots of progress. You'll start to see it take shape, where you'll see some of the vision for the tile that Laurel's chosen. You'll see the vision for the like walls, like as the walls go in the master bath, and how that starts to feel, the walls in the pantry, stuff like that.
All right, let's see here. We got in the chat. Let's see. Quattro says, after starting from a McKillian's, going to an active, and finally to OG Mosmatic, worth every penny.
Smart. Yeah.
Ben Fender says, happy to have the podcast back this week. I've got questions. All right, fire away, Ben.
Yeah, let me have at it. Whatever you want to ask.
I think it was Anuj. I can't see it on my screen anymore. He was asking whatever happened to the Ask Matt Anything. I don't know. Was that a thing?
Yeah, we do that sometimes when you're not around. Oh. Yeah. You can ask me anything right now.
All right,
Let's do it.
Fire away. Let's see. Looking forward to hearing Matt. Maybe there will be a rant, says Wine.
Let me think of something. I'm sure I'll come up with something. Yeah. Chris is always trying to get me into it.
Well, we have, speaking kind of like that, we have a gift that came, and this actually came like 4 or 5, however many weeks ago, right before we stopped doing the podcast, because we went to LZ's house. Yeah. So one of our listeners was kind enough to send us his hat. It says, end HOA, but kind of combined with harassment. So harassment, H-O-assment. There you go. So thank you to whoever sent that. Matt's going to wear this.
Yeah, now my current HOA is falling apart. My lot is sold. So the Woodgate lot is sold.
Okay, so you can't be in the HOA anymore, right?
Right, I close on that, on the Woodgate HOA, so I'm out of there.
Right.
So I close on that lot. And then, I'm the treasurer of my current HOA that we just created. And there's one guy causing problems already. So, yeah, not good. Not good. So, but I'm not going to let him. I'm not going to let him derail this thing, because if we let him in charge, he's going to mess it all up. The guy has no taste, no style. But the problem is he's one of those people who thinks he has good taste. Like, he thinks his taste is better than everyone else's, and his taste is terrible. The house he built is ridiculous. And he's smart. He got it built before the HOA. Yeah, otherwise we would have never let him do this stupid house that he did. The dude has a gate on his driveway. My driveway goes in, gate. But there's no fence. So it's just a gate.
It's just a gate.
It's like a 20-foot tall gate, 20 by 20 gate, but you just walk around it. Literally.
It keeps out no one.
Right. No, not no one. Yeah. So you drive up to the driveway, and you can just drive around the gate.
So the only person that inconveniences is him, basically.
Right. You can just literally drive. So stupid. Makes no sense. Everybody's looking at like, what is this supposed to do? Like I just drive around the gate. I just walk around it. Like walk 1 foot to the left. Good to go. Walk right up to his front door. Makes no sense. I'll take a picture and send it to you guys. It's unbelievable.
Oh, see our buddy Dan Pfeiffer checking in from Minnesota. Hey Dan, currently loading zebra cakes. Yes. Ben wants to know, Chris, have you learned what a clown shoe actually is? Kind of.
Really? What is it?
It's that car, the BMW. Is it a Z1 that they call a clown shoe? I don't know.
Yeah, it's an M Roadster.
M Roadster, yeah. Because Zach, I was giving the tour of OGHQ here before we move out. Did you see the video yet?
Yeah, I did. It was good.
Yeah, and I called it. I used to call it a clown shoe, but then someone corrected me and told me that was not what that is. So.
Yeah.
So no, Ben. The answer is no. I don't really know what a clown shoe is. I know it's a BMW. Joseph says, thrilled to have you guys back on the air. We have been loving the LZ Reno videos. Nice.
I'm really pumped for the future of the podcast. I'm going to build a legit studio. We're going to have a legit guest. We'll figure out how to do things remotely as well. I really like interviewing people. I think I don't know. I just think I have a unique perspective on what questions to ask and to push people to answer, questions. Just that the matter of factness that the way my brain operates. I don't know. I tend to ask questions that kind of make people squirm a little bit, and I think that's good radio, if you will. So
that's what people want to know.
Yeah, I'd really like to get into that, and and make the podcast great. So we're going to do that. And that's going to be significant. Wash and Talks will continue. Wash and Drive is still on the docket when I can drive. So lots and lots of cool stuff coming. I want to make a really awesome video of the introduction to the new building and what it means, what I think it's going to turn out to look like, and the journey to get there. So we're gonna start working on that. Hopefully we'll have some time next week to shoot some of that stuff.
Yeah, and if you didn't see the interview that Matt did with Mike F., it's been a month or two ago now, but you should go back and watch that one. That one's a pretty good one. And that's his candid interviewing style where you ask Mike F. if he's a man about town.
It's one of my favorite questions I've ever asked.
Like, I wouldn't have come up with that one.
You like that?
That was good.
I knew you would get a kick out of that.
Yeah, that was funny.
So I was like, so basically you were a man about town?
Oh, poor Mike.
Mm-hmm.
That's good stuff. All right. Dale says it's a crappy $2,000 chair. Just pitch it and find a better one.
This one is not. Yeah. These are like $400 chairs.
Ben says our built-to-order 4-foot stainless shelf arrived a couple days ago. Our laundry room thanks you.
Nice.
That's a good place for that sort of thing. We have a reminder here in our garage giveaway. Yep, that's live now. Going through January the 15th. It's a little less than a month.
Yeah, get going, people. You're going to have really great odds. I mean, I think we'll cover, basically, or close to cover, maybe make a few bucks a profit. But we're going to go and really change somebody's whole perspective. What's going on with that tripod? That doesn't look very sturdy there.
Yes, it's not the
I understand that, but
number one.
I don't
know why it's that way, but
if the camera falls over,
all right, I'll be ready. Chicago Auto Pro says, Merry Christmas, Matt and
Oh, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Guys.
I was just watching Jason's wash and talk. It was awesome. I did what everybody does to me. In that, like I'm gonna watch like 2 minutes of this, and then I watched the whole darn thing. It was awesome.
Nice.
He's talking about life and business and perspective of last year and where they think they're headed next year, and it was really cool to see, cool to watch. Because you would. I mean, if you were looking, you would consider, Chicago Auto Pros. Now they have the detailing business, but then they have Car Supplies Warehouse, which is I guess we're competitors, right? Mm-hmm. But they have an audience. I have you guys that are watching. We have we have some overlap, I'm sure. But there's if everybody's out there bettering the information that's available to all of us, I think it's awesome. And Jason cracks me up, man. He's just, it's like a world-class human. I just like anytime I get to spend some time with them and see him every year and hear the antics that they're up to. It's always fun to hear what they've been up to from when they get to Vegas. It gets a little crazy, where I'm at bed by 8 and
right.
up by 5 and kind of weirdo, kind of nerd dad.
On your way to the gym, you see them coming back from the night out.
No, they aren't up there. Yeah, you're right. They're coming back.
Yeah,
as I'm going to the gym. Yeah.
Let's see. John Hurt wants to know, do you have any fire suppression in your garage builds?
We've done. I've done some before, like the one of the crazy garages. I still need to go up in video. The very first crazy garage I did in Chatham, New Jersey. Bob's garage. He'd actually gotten sick, and so I didn't go back up to finish it. I didn't do the install, but I worked with his guy who did. He has a mic. His name's Theron, and so Theron and I kind of worked together to do the thing, to build the thing, and Theron would call and ask me, "Hey, where should we put this? What should we do with that?" But that garage, we did a halon system, and so it essentially sucks the air out. So he had somebody come that does like server rooms and stuff, and did a halon system. But that's the only thing I've really done. Most of the garages haven't been at that level. I mean, that was a really, really fancy, really high-end garage. Some amazing cars. If you're not following, follow. What is his screen handle? I'll tell you. Let me look it up here. You guys need to go check him out on Instagram. He probably has way more followers than me, but he doesn't care, which is so ironic. Let me see.
Is that the Linton guy?
Yeah, Robert Linton 1 on Instagram. He has 231,000 followers, and he shares all the crazy projects that he's always working on, like carbon fiber and titanium and lightweight projects and things, and some of the amazing cars and watches and stuff that he's into. But go check him out. But Bob let me do his garage and design it. That was before Kyle was a part of the design or anything like that. I don't know if he doesn't have many pictures of the garage, but he has Brewster Green cabinets. So Bob is where I got the Brewster Green from.
Let's see, is this one in? No.
Yeah, that's the garage, yeah.
So Robert Linton 1 on Instagram. Let's scroll down a little bit. You can see that.
Yeah. He doesn't there aren't a lot of pictures of it, but yeah, you have all kinds of, crazy stuff in there. Exhaust extraction, halon system. It's freaking cool. An imported German tile that we brought in. Really, really cool.
All right, let's see. Here's the question that many people are longing to know the answer for. From Mikey.
Okay.
Hey, Matt, why do you have Biden on your lock screen on your computer?
Yeah. Wasn't those supposed to be like opposites things,
Yeah, there were. I couldn't tell what the common denominator there was, but it was. I don't know, Mikey. He's 1 week is this, 1 week it's that. You never know with me. S Daz 2 says an LZ shower was a flush walk-in floor considered. It would have a gentle slope to the floor drain.
Yeah, I don't. The pan was already poured, and so we thought about it, but I prefer the kind of step in version, step down, especially with the flow we're going to get from the Waterstone stuff, because he's going to have overhead and then rain over up on the ceiling. And so if you turn both of those on, I was concerned, even with a linear drain and a proper pitch, that you could end up with some potential outward flooding, into the shower area. Because I have two shower heads, two opposing shower heads of mine. If we turn them both on, it fills up pretty substantially. Not enough to pour out, but mine isn't a flat floor. It's a step down. And I don't know. I just feel like that you could certainly engineer and design it well enough, but the way the style of everything looks, I think the step down is going to look good.
Let's see. Ben wants to know, are SK tools on your radar?
No, I don't think they're great. I mean, they don't do anything world class. They're just an okay line of tools. But I've touched and felt them, seen them at SEMA. But yeah, they're not.
Danny wants to know, what is your favorite compound and polish?
My favorite compound at the moment is, it depends on how aggressive you want to get, but it's probably Griot's. What is it? Fast correcting cream. What's going on with this freaking
The fly's gonna get it here in a second.
Yeah, Griot's fast correcting cream, And then I like polish with Sonex Perfect Finish.
Perp wants to know, how many hours do you think you put into when you research new projects?
It depends. Depends on how interested I am. The LZ project is 100 hours or so of mine, and probably another 100 from Laurel prior to starting, and then the all the time spent by all the vendors and stuff. If it's my garage, like the garage with the list of cabinets and stuff, you have Kyle and his team designing, and I'm kind of rendering it out and trying to figure out what I want it to look like. And so you're talking dozens of hours of time. But it just depends. It depends on how, because if I'm really into it, really interested in it, I'll do it over and over and over and over again because I can't get enough of it. But like right now, the new building, dozens and dozens and dozens of hours into thinking it through and figuring out. So it'll be hundreds and hundreds of hours of time spent hashing out different ideas for different areas, because the building's so big. It's 25,600 square feet, and with 15-foot ceilings, I've got lots of a big giant canvas to work with. Plus, there's already existing structure there, which makes me think about it even more. If it was just a blank slate, it's a little easier. But now I'm like, well, the wall's already there. Do I really want to move that wall? Could I use that wall in some creative way instead of pulling the wall out? Because it's easier to leave the wall in. So I think you're really going to like with the design of what Kyle actually came up with this idea of how we're going to do the garage in my studio. It's going to be the least amount of effort. We'll be able to do it the quickest and soonest, and it requires us leaving in a block wall that's already there. It's going to be sweet.
I recall the description in a previous podcast, but are there any plans to make a dedicated video for the Milwaukee dual battery leaf blower?
I hadn't planned on it.
Yeah, you kind of liked it, right?
It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, maybe, but no plans.
Chad says, all right, we need bottle labels that are a little more project specific. I find myself having to add the labels, a.k.a. window cleaner had to write vision to one and a visible glass on another.
Yeah, that's coming down the pike. I mean, those labels are the initial run to get something for me, really, and then I just offer it up to everybody else. But there's still some fluorination of the bottles, and once we know that the labels are good and can stick and last a long time, then we can make all kinds of different iterations and colors and styles and things like that.
Let's see. Perp X, he has a theory here about your buddy with his gate. Said maybe the fence is on back order. That could be it. Still waiting on the fence. Ben Finner says, no, the M Roadster is not the clown shoe. Frowny face.
What? What are you talking about?
I don't know. It's a clown shoe to me, Ben. 86 says, cursing your live podcast timing. I was just about to give my new Civic Type R its first proper wash after taking delivery yesterday. I'm busting to get the dealership crap off and get it dialed in. Nice.
Let me see what he's talking about here.
Clown shoe. You'll... What is it?
Yeah, it's the frickin' M Roadster. What is he talking about?
Oh. I don't know. Now you're going to have to be more specific, Ben.
Yeah.
Because now I'm doubly confused.
Z3M Coupe,
Z3M
M
Coupe.
Roadster.
There we go.
Same thing.
Let's see. Congrats on the new 50,000 subscribers. Yeah, we have gained about 50,000 recently. So we're up over 500 now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're going to see a real big push. I'm meeting with Adam and Mike, the three Mikes. I'm going to meet with them probably after Tuesday after Christmas or Wednesday of a strategy that I have to really push us up substantially. LZ's vlogs don't really fit yet, and so we're going to start to have him start to vlog the process now that the fun stuff is going to start to happen, and really get him engaged in the project. And so that's coming over the next month.
Let's see. Our buddy Brad out west says, good morning, everyone. So excited for the podcast. Glad to be back, Brad. Alex wants to know, do you have any kids, Matt?
Yeah, Ryan is 12 and Kate is 9.
Let's see. Steven wants to know, are there any updates on the Press-All stainless tips?
Yes, the update is you're going to crap a brick, but I think they're going to be like $3 a piece, for the tip. I think they're $1.81 cost or something like that. So, prepare yourself mentally for a pretty expensive tip. But hey, I like building things what they need to be, not what they cost, and then figure out what the cost is going to be. But the Europeans don't work very much, in the summer and in the fall and the spring and the winter. So they take all kinds of time off around this time of year, so getting anything done is not going to happen. But we're just slowly working toward the perfect solution.
DB says, "Hey Matt, what's the best way to get waxy/smearing stuff off my windshield?"
If it's not coming off with glass cleaner or something like that, I would polish it. So I would get Jessica Correction Compound, Griot's Fast Correcting Cream, just some sort of polish on a microfiber cutting pad and polish the crap out of it, and then clean it with isopropyl alcohol, and you'll be good to go.
Let's see. David says, "Hey, Uncle Matty." I actually said Marty, but I fixed it there.
Okay.
"Hey, Uncle Matty, I have $2,500.
Okay.
Which speakers with sub, if possible, should I get for my living room?"
25 hundo.
2,500.
Let's see.
Speakers and a sub.
So sub, you're going to spend $900 on an SB 2000.
All right, you get 1,600 left.
So that leaves me $800 a speaker. How much are Emit 50s?
Let's see. Oh, do we? Would they be on our website?
No, they're not on it. Yeah, we don't.
That's a special order.
Yeah, Dynaudio Emit 50s. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There's a pair.
Boom. Dynaudio Emit 50s. Just hit me up. We can order them. They're like $1,600 a pair. They're $1,688 a pair. So that combo will blow your socks off. That's what I would do. The Emits sound great, but they have a basic cabinet, so they're not as pretty as the other Dynaudio stuff. So, but the quality of the sound signature is pretty awesome.
White Goodman says, "Is iron remover needed for wheels for prep before coating if I used iron remover 6 months ago?"
Yeah, I'd probably hit it again, if you're going to coat, just to be safe. I think that I would spray it on there.
Spencer up in the Dakotas says, "Hey Matt, what's the best cordless rotary polisher? Yes, we use it for all the farm equipment we use. Supposedly Milwaukee is redoing theirs."
Yeah, I don't know. I know my friend John Clevin loves he's the guy who owns Metropolitan Detail and is the sort of the rep, the owner of S-Tech USA. So he's legit. He loves the Milwaukee cordless. He's always told me how great it was. But I'm not sure the answer to that. I would probably be inclined to just buy the Milwaukee. It's pretty lightweight, functions really well, and then the battery or in the ecosystem, the same battery ecosystem.
Ben Finner says, "Do you have any insight into the 20-inch Ego chainsaws coming in 2024? Possibly both consumer and pro models. Have you heard of them?"
Yeah, I saw it on I think it was like the pre-launch stuff that we get. I would guess it's probably going to be pretty decent. The battery architecture is the key. I don't know that you're going to be cutting down redwoods with it, but I think that I don't know if it would replace my steel, chainsaw if I had one. But as an alternative, just to have it to just plug in and do some, yard work around the house, I think it'll probably be pretty legit. And obviously, you're always going to err on the professional version will be more suitable. I hope they do the same thing with pressure washing, where they create a professional version.
We did just get the Ego vacuum in yesterday, by the way, so it's over there now.
I'm going to check it out.
Scott Mitchell must live up there somewhere in Calgary. He says the garage giveaway is coming to Calgary.
That'd be cool. I'd like to do it. We'll be coming in June.
Let's see. Ben says, "Have a great holiday, guys. Chris, it was great to meet you." Hey, thanks, Ben. This is Ben Peacock, a follower, subscriber, listener, all that good stuff in Gainesville. It's nice to meet you too, Ben. Henry D says, "Happy holidays to the OG crew." Detailing Garage wants to know, all right, what are the 4 guys that are on your screen, Matt? Who are they? So it was Biden? It was your boy.
I don't
Huberman.
think that was my screen. It was
clearly your screen.
That was your computer hooked up to my screen. Who was it?
Yeah, it was Huberman.
Okay, yeah.
Biden.
Uh-huh.
What's his name? Pan.
Okay.
And then the Waterfast guy, Breckman.
Oh, Gary Brecka.
Brecka,
Oh, shoot. So you really did throw people off, and 3 of my faves, and then one.
And then
which one is not like the other? Yeah.
You gotta figure that out on your own, guys. Obsessed Mobile Detailing says, any update on when that custom Fiat compressor may come out and the DI system?
So the Fiat is ready to go. I mean, we can order you one now. I forget what the price. I think the pricing's like $6,000 or something like that. I just haven't gotten mine yet. And so we're going to be working on the Fiat dry ice solutions, and the combination, the others we can photo, video, test. So I'd say February-ish we'll be digging into that stuff.
And then the DI system, any updates there?
Yeah, no updates. Hey, we're going to get it done, but everything always happens a little slower than you'd like.
River Guide 33 says, hey Matt, what product or service changes do you foresee for OG in 2024?
I think the biggest update would be, I would hope to be in multiple countries, and so really building out the distribution model. You're going to see several new products where where we have sort of exclusive North American rights to, and then in some cases exclusive international rights to present, market, and distribute. It wouldn't be that we're the only retails for it. We would just sell to the retailers, sell to everybody. So Obsessed Garage would make the market in the product, make the product viable, and then we'd contact all of our friends that do what we do as well, that have their own audiences, and then have them sell the product retail as well. So I think if I can have more say in the distribution model, I think that we can do a better job at getting proper information out about new products as they come out, or great products, even old great products as they become more widely known to us in the prosumer space. That kind of tweener space that many of us as consumers like to live. So we'll see what happens with the appliances and houseware stuff through Destination OG. I do need to go do some marketing of Destination OG to book some weeks this year. But I think that the biggest shift is going to be behind the scenes a lot of stuff, a lot of business related stuff inside the Hex. I have a content strategy plan for that. We're actually going to be, I'm going to put Inside the Hex on YouTube. I'm going to put Inside the Hex on Instagram, and then Inside the Hex stays on our website. It'll be a little bit more expensive to be a member on YouTube or on Instagram, because I still want people to become members on the website. But I know we would have a lot more members if it was easier access. Hex Plus will have to stay on our website. Obviously, Hex Plus members are doing it because they're buying a lot of stuff. So we're going to open up membership to these other platforms, so that and I'll do similar videos on or probably the same video on all the platforms. So you wouldn't want to be a member of all three. But some people spend a lot of time on Instagram. Some people spend a lot of time on YouTube. I don't have a particularly big following on Twitter, and I don't spend a lot of time on Twitter, so I don't know that I would do that. But Twitter's becoming a bigger and bigger media or video content platform. But I'm really going to chase podcast, international distribution, and the distribution model. So that way I won't have situations like the Active 2.0, or I won't have situations like the Krenzla, or like Krenzla 1322 is hoarded by me. I have retail exclusivity. I think that's a big mistake. I'd rather get a smaller percentage of products that I helped design and help create viability for, and have it go viral, and have it go where everybody can sell it. Not everybody, but a select grouping of retailers all over the world can sell it. And so that's what I'm working on. So I'm working on that behind the scenes and lining that up. I'll have the facility in order to store the stuff. And I've changed my thought process on how OG Canada. So that's why I've kind of taken a little bit of a step back. The plan was to build the warehouse, have employees. I don't think I'm going to do that. So those of you who've been inside the Hex have followed along. I've been explaining what I'm going to do there, what I think I'm going to do there. And I'm gonna, but if I get this worked out, I'll be able to do all of this, all these countries much quicker, and then also be able to partner and do smaller countries, do a distribution facility in Hawaii, and maybe a West Coast facility as well. Much faster.
We have some closure on the clown shoe here. Mm-hmm. Terrific Flow says it's the coupe version of the Z3. And then Ben Finner, Z3 aficionado, says, blasphemy, the Roadster is the convertible with the soft top. The M Coupe with solid roof and hatchback is the clown shoe, and decidedly not the same thing in our Z3 nerd communities.
Oh. Well, that car sucks either way, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
So there you go. Now we know. Thanks, Ben. I don't know what any of that meant, but let's see. Barbecue Jones, our buddy Gary, you might recall him. He won the shopping spree.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He says, if I win the garage giveaway, I will decline it and let y'all draw again. By the way, the Emit 20s are amazing, and I also finished a CSL XO5 coating, and my goodness, I am blown away with how good it is.
I wouldn't steer you wrong, Gary. That's what I do. You know, it may or may not be the best, but it's certainly going to be good.
Tracy Leonard says, I just got the GFX in for a present.
Fun.
For a buddy. The smell is crazy good for a car soap.
It's fun, yeah. I think it's cool. I think we have about 500 bottles left of our couple of thousand. So, get your order, and that gets you qualified for the garage giveaway as well. I'd buy 3 or 4 of them if I were you.
It's only in the 1 liter bottle. We don't have 5
so
liters.
that's why you have to buy 3 or 4 of them.
Steven says, any updates on cabinets? I can't afford the Sonic line just yet. Seems like it's a choice between new age cabinets or saving up for Sabre, which I don't really like either.
Yeah. Check out ProSlat. ProSlat stuff is really interesting. We've been in talks with them about bringing those, and doing some OG specific stuff. We're going to do Waba's Garage here in the early, late winter here. So check out the ProSlat stuff.
No Classic West. No, was it your old Civic Si that recently sold on Bring a Trailer?
Yeah, that was. What did it sell for? Like $40,000 or something like that? Crazy. It's a pretty sweet deal.
Is the garage giveaway open to Canadian residents? Bob wants to know.
Yep, just not Quebec.
Correct. Everyone but Quebec. Let's see. Brad says the tile wall at Adam's house is awesome.
Yeah, it took a while for a lot of people to sort of catch the vision for it. It's hard to understand. It adds, like Laurel says, I think it's the best word, it adds drama. It adds like a scale element to their style of, New York loft, like that kind of very modern look. They like that industrial modern take. And so the black tile, the black corduroy tile on the sides, flanking the concrete down the center is pretty sweet.
Let's see. Pregan wants to know, hey Matt, what changed? You used to never wear your Omega, and now I'm spotting you regularly wearing a watch.
Yeah, I'm a watch guy now. I'm converted. It's bad news for my financial future, unless watches go up in value. Yeah, I like it. I've been toying with the idea for years, but what I didn't realize is that if you have the proper size, like I have an Omega, a 44 millimeter, the Planet Ocean. It's just too big and annoying. So it's what is that, 51,000?
51,507.
Yep. Which is big money, but I spent $135,000 on that sucker, so it's freaking fly, man. How many miles are on it? 35. So it's 35,000. I think it was 27 when I. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's a well-built machine.
Let's see. Do we know who the buyer is? Does it say? No, it doesn't say, I guess. Let's see. I asked for the Osmatic sprayer and wand for Christmas, says John. Looking forward to the upgrades.
Ooh, yeah.
That would be a big upgrade.
Get out of here.
He's going to get this fly. I can feel it. Dave wants to know, have you noticed any bounce in sales since the LZ project?
I don't think so. Subscribers take, especially new people, to the whole concept of what an obsessed lifestyle looks like. Either could be like or is like. That conversion time is long. The tail is a little longer. Than somebody just bought in right from the get-go. So I don't suspect we'll see a substantial lift for several years. But I do think that me doing these more broad appeal end-to-end projects is the future of the content strategy. It's what I want to do. My content strategy is selfish. I'm going to do what I want to do, and then let's figure out how to make it interesting. to a certain subset of people. And I think that long term it'll pay off pretty substantially. But it's kind of neat to see the people watching and liking what we're doing.
Alan wants to know what's been the hardest thing about the project so far.
Just living, away, 2 hours away. The first hardest thing was we commuted for the first week, which was brutal. You had 30 hours of traveling in the first week. It's in the swamp. It's we're living in we're living in really nice Prevost buses, but it's still not your bed, still not your home. It's still, we're kind of roughing it with water. The water was off for months. So even though I had gotten the outdoor kitchen all cleaned up and dialed in and working, then we repiped the house, so we didn't have any water out there. And so just dealing with that. And getting up every morning and having to do some pretty hard stuff. Mike's still out there, slaving away, getting this stuff done. But I think that, like I said before, I think a project like this has long-term residual benefits of connecting us to like-minded people who really where it resonates, this pursuit of functional excellence and how it resonates. With a certain subset of people, and doing some dramatic transformation, combined with giving me the ability to consider developing, and maybe not, I'm not inventing products, but finding more obscure products and making them more known by more people, is where the value comes in for the business. So we'll see where this takes us, but I think that the hardest part has just been being away from home and kind of, doing the work. It's like in order to get the result, you got to do the work in anything. And if I want the result, I got to do it. Got to get it done.
27 Motorsports wants to know how long until the new garage studio gets set up at the new building.
I don't know. I would guess probably June-ish. Would be the target. The target would be, if I can afford to do this, we would keep the yarn building. The lease is up May 31st. I may not have a choice if I reach out to her. I may not have a choice on it. And so the target is to transition the stuff right out of there, right into the new garage. The trickiest part is going to be doing the garage doors. So I'm going to get on the phone January 1st and then try to talk Rytech into allowing me to, sponsoring it and sending me garage doors. It would be the best money they've ever spent. I would sell hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of doors that I can't really sell. So they would buy them direct from them. And it would be I think it'd be a really amazing partnership. So I'm going to really pitch them hard on that concept. Say, look, I might even try to get them to pay me and give me the doors, and then maybe settle on giving me the doors. They're not going to be very receptive to it, but I'm gonna push pretty hard and make a deck and make a case for it. So I want to do 3 Rytech doors in there. Once the doors are done, the rest of it's easy.
Is that the really fast ones?
Yeah,
from Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen wants to know, have you experienced or heard of anyone having issues threading the 100-foot pressure washer hose into the Cox hose reel? I guess Cox gets paints into the thread sometimes. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you have to remember, we're talking professional grade hose, a professional grade hose reel. So you've got to level up here a little bit at times. They don't cater to us, or they don't cater to consumers, right? And so they're catering to people who generally have a tap and die setup. They're catering to to professionals, and so they do the best they can at blowing it out. But if you really wanted to do it correctly, you'd get a 3/8" NPT tap, and you'd tap it out, and then you'd have a good clean chase. So you tap it out put a little bit of lubricant oil in there when you're tapping it out, and that'll clean the threads and make it accept. See, what you have is a steel, really coarse thread on the female thread on the Cox reel that's been powder coated, and it's the underneath the powder coating it tends to get corroded by the time it gets to you a little bit, because it's not stainless, and then you have this zinc plated, really coarse, really heavy duty ferrule type fitting on the end of the pressure washer hose, and then you're dealing with this big, heavy, bulky single wire pressure washer hose, and you're trying to get it all to line up. And you may have a galled up thread on the end of one of the two, on the inlet or the end of the hose. And so the best thing to do, you can get it on Amazon if you just search NPT tap, or go to McMaster-Carr, or just Google search 3/8 inch NPT tap. It'll be like $10, and then you'd have it forever. You can buy a little. There you go, 6-piece tap set. Is $22 on Amazon. You can have it Amazon Prime tomorrow, and that has different sizes, and then that'll clean it up. There's one for Drill America 3/8 inch NPT pipe tap in carbon steel, $8.62, and then you'll have it to do it.
Dom wants to know, are you planning to hire a licensed architect to help with house renovation projects at OG?
Maybe someday. I mean, that could be something that we might consider, and to join the design team. We have to generate substantial revenue before I start making these huge investments, and I think the revenue is coming. And so we have a pretty good team now that are all sort of amateurs becoming professionals in this game. And then at some point maybe we have stamped and sealed certified licensed architects, but I don't know. I don't preclude us from having anything, but we'll see.
Smithy251 sends his love with a red heart from the 240 volt side of the pond.
Nice.
Thanks, Smithy. Let's see. Speed Break Aviation says, how can I remove rubber from the track without messing up my ceramic beading properties? Tar removers seem to remove the beading properties. I have S-Tech PPF, if that matters.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you could consider doing is if you where the beading becomes a problem is generally when you spray it on and you don't get it off quickly. So I would spray like Tar-X on the towel and use that to wipe it. And then clean it immediately with like N914 or something to get the stuff off, so it's not sitting there kind of eating away. But I mean, that's what I would do. And then if need be, you could always just put another layer of coating like EXO or something on top.
Brian Verse wants to know, how did this Black Friday sale compare with years past? Did sales increase year over year?
No, we couple of things we did. We did the capacity sale, before it.
In September.
In September. So we had a huge, September in comparison to last year. So this year I want to say, and we also didn't do garage design discounts. I didn't know they were doing that. I never really thought about it. But so the garage design team reached out to people who were doing projects 6, 8, 9, 10, 12 months ahead and said, hey, let's buy your stuff now. But the whole point of garage design was I needed people to buy the stuff at retail in order to help pay for the whole darn crazy design team that's spending 100 hours on every project. So because we didn't charge them for the designs. So I'd say we were about flat year over year, which is pretty darn good considering where we are economically.
Let's see. Mig says, hey, Matt and Chris, I was finally able to remove hard water spots from glass by using Perfect Finish and a microfiber pad. Glass is looking like new now.
Nice. Yeah, you could usually just polish glass and it'll clean it up and make it look fresh. No, it's not polishing, it's not correcting the glass, but it's just deep cleaning it.
Dominic wonders if there's any A1 sauce behind you today. He keeps that at his desk.
Gross.
Do you specifically know? Oh, I already asked that. Sorry about that. Oh, you'll like this one from Jordan Daniels out in Oregon. Merry Christmas from Jordan and Camellia, your ex-marathon coach, all the way from Oregon.
Nice. The marathon that I did not do.
Correct.
I forget why I quit. I think I got bronchitis or something. Yeah. Maybe I should do one now.
Okay. Yeah. Now you're 30 pounds lighter?
Yeah.
35?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That's a lot of training, though.
Yeah.
Sunny Color says, let's get the E90 supercharged versus stroker motor builds going in 2024.
Yeah. I would think. I like the stroker idea, though.
Let's see. Obsessed Mobile Detailing follow-up here. The custom FIAC compressor I was referring to was the one you mentioned you were waiting or wanting to be around $1,000 in between 10 and 20 gallons.
Oh, yeah.
Different.
That would be mid-year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We have to get through the dry ice solutions, which we're deep into right now, and get them actually make them exist. Like put them in Scott's place, put one in my place, take photos, videos, descriptions, start selling those. Then we develop the mid-tier solutions we've been talking about, the one I was explaining. And then while we're doing that, hopefully we're getting some prototypes and some testers of some, $800 Target type compressor system.
Let's see, more clarification on the Clown Screw. It's the Z3 Coupe, both the M and non-M versions, for whatever that's worth. ND says, I thought you hated Audi. Why would you wash one? With the LZ compound.
Yeah, the RS4 is iconic, man. It's a car that I think most of us have wanted at some point. I kind of told the backstory, but I love Audis until I drive them. I love it until you drive it and it plows through a turn.
Blake Smith says, I'm glad the podcast is back. When I win the garage makeover, make sure you bring your bike. I have 20-plus miles of mountain biking trails in the backyard.
Let's do it. I'd love that. Michael and I both bring our bikes. I can bring an extra one for Waba. We'll get him out there.
Dennis Beasley says, I'm looking to level up my LRC speakers.
Okay.
He's got $3,500 budget.
Yep.
Considering the Arundel 1726, or is there something else you may know of? I have the T778 as my receiver.
Okay, that's good. So it's a good base. If he's I'm so biased on Dyne Audio, so I would do Evoke. I'd do Evoke 50s and Evoke Center, and would be my choice. That with the 778 is a magical combo. And then eventually, what you could consider doing to your 778 is adding like C298 amplifiers. Get 2 of those. Bridge one for the center and have the other power the speakers, and use the other channels of the 778 to power your surrounds and all of that. That's a really sweet setup. I think Evoke 50s are about $2,500 a pair, and then the center's another $1,200 or so. So you're pretty close.
Chad says, I have a new GMC Yukon XL that I want to polish and coat.
Okay.
But it is huge.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Can I do half one weekend and then half the next without any issues?
I think so. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're going to drive the thing? Because if you're going to drive it, then no. Then you're going to try to do it in one weekend. So take Thursday off, Friday off.
It'll take you a 4-day weekend to get through that one.
Yeah, I mean, to not have to work, like a crazy person, but you could do a Yukon at weekend for sure. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, I did Michelle's, guaranteed. We didn't have an extra car, and so you could certainly do it. Hers was a Yukon, not an XL, but still. I mean, you could certainly do it. Have a buddy come over and kind of help you out with some wiping. If he doesn't know how to polish, you can have him wipe, and you just keep moving. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to drive it and then come back and try to finish it. I want to finish it all. But yeah, I mean, if you really want to have a nice, comfortable weekend, I mean, shoot, there's detailers that'll knock out an XL in one day. Especially if you have a couple of guys. But if it were me and I wanted to do the whole process and and enjoy it relatively as much as you can enjoy that kind of labor, he's probably going to be at least 20 to 30 hours worth of work to do it right. And then, you could pull that off in a 3 days. Start on Friday, decon it Friday, wake up early Saturday, start taping, polish all day Saturday. If you're lucky, you can get most of it done Saturday, and then Sunday wake up, finish up polishing, and then start coating it. That's what I would try to do it in a single weekend, unless you could let it sit. Maybe you can just rent a darn car for the week. If it's your only car, rent a car, and then you can get a car for a couple $100 or less. Rent a real cheap car and drive that around for the week, and then come back the next weekend. If you wanted to maybe just work 6 or 8 hours a day.
Mikey wants to know if you have any plans to get an RS6 Avant someday.
No, I'm not much of a hatch kind of guy. I think they're cool. It's not like I'm not a diehard hatch guy. And again, I love the look of that thing, but then until you go around a corner, and it's all digital and heavy. I'd be inclined to have a Taycan instead.
Houston Mobile Detailing wants to know, how much longer do you anticipate before the release of the metal sprayer tips for the sprayers?
I think we'll probably have them, if I were guessing, I'd say February, March.
All right, Brad wants to know, or excuse me, has a statement here for you. Good time to get into watches, as the price is coming back to reality now.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, in case you're wondering, this random O2H02 gave us the top 10 religious sites in Tbilisi.
Okay,
That's
thanks.
good to know.
Appreciate it.
Michael the Boss Smith says, Matt, thank you for creating an amazing team. Nathan helped me a lot in my decision between the NAD 368 and 389. I am now a confident buyer.
Nice. That's good.
Good work, Nathan.
That means Nathan had to immerse himself in it to get it dialed, figure it out, and be able to provide some, solid advice. And so, like the team of 4, those guys, Manny and his team, they are the only 4 guys in the world that have the answers to those questions. Not to that question, but the body of questions all combined. And then their inquisitiveness to, I guarantee you, Nathan went to school on that when you're asking questions, watching videos, asking me, asking the guys around the team, to maybe even calling NAD direct and getting you the information you need to help you make an educated decision.
Joel Smith says, hey guys, is there any garage floor coverings other than tiles or even going epoxy that is known for peeling over time from tires? My garage floor is not new. Mm-hmm. Is there any new paint technology?
I'm sure somebody's touting some bull crap, but I don't think so. I just don't think you want to do that. I think you either want to do a plastic interlocking tile, which is the least expensive, most modular, easiest to install, or you do, and I've got some really cool tile that we're going to be working on, sharing with people from Dal Tile. You do one of those two things, or just freaking leave it alone. Because when you start doing epoxy, it just always ends up looking terrible. It's like a 50-50 shot of a disaster.
All right, we have a super chat, $9.99 from Chase Prosser. Matt, you should check out Dura cabinets. My local Porsche mechanic had them in his shop. They seem pretty legit.
Yeah, I think he sent me an email. They look interesting, but no, those are kitchen cabinets.
Oh, different Dura.
Yeah, they look okay. I mean, I think Russo's better. I put money on that.
Let's see. Hey guys from New Mexico. This is from another Matt. Just discovered your channel a few weeks ago and love the content.
Nice.
Thanks, Matt.
Just imagine how many people are out there that are going to discover that haven't discovered yet. That's what I'm excited about the future for. One of the reasons I'm excited.
Michael Hatton wants to know, are you still toying with the idea of getting a GTR? Yeah.
I watched Gran Turismo on Netflix, the movie, and I don't know. I'm probably not going to like that car long term, but I think it'd be fun to own for a little bit, check the box. I don't like the R34 or R33 or R32. I don't like the old ones. But the R35, the current one, like the Nismo version or one of the fancy versions, kind of cool looking.
Goblin ZX10 says, we have the Rytec doors at my shop and they are dialed.
They're insane. Yeah. Yep.
John wants to know, hey Matt, have you noticed a difference in your recovery time now that you're regularly using the cold plunge?
No, I don't think so. I think it's all of the above. It's the cold plunging, it's the getting inflammatory things out of my diet, it's the supplementation, it's going and working out regularly. But I'm sure it has some effect. Again, I'm doing it technically incorrectly, in that I'm working out then cold plunging. But so I'm certainly going to see some anti-inflammatory type benefits. That may inhibit a bit of muscle growth, but I don't frickin' care about that all that much. I just want to I want the cold plunge for the mental aspect of it. I did it today. It sucks. So I got home. I had a call at 10 a.m. It was 9:56. I'm like, wow, I'm gonna go do this call, and then you start negotiating with yourself. I'm like, no. I literally, it takes 3 minutes. Just go get in there, get out. So I got on the call at 10:02. And cold as crap, but then it also helps to like go and do something. Just get moving. But I dig it, man. Wait till you see. We have a system coming that a follower is developing that we're going to take to LZ compound here in the next couple of weeks. That is, imagine this. This is something I'm really interested in. Imagine you had something like a portable Pelican case. It's about 60 pounds, and you can take it with you anywhere you go. You go to a hotel room, and you fill it up with water. Ask for one with a tub. Fill it up with water. Inside of an hour, you could have 50 degree, 45 degree water, cold plunge in. Or let's say you don't have the budget, you don't have the money to buy like a full plunge, but you have a horse trough, or you want to do it in your bathtub at your house. You want to be able to kind of move it around and use it as necessary. Imagine a really stout, really awesome machine that can give you a reading of roughly how long it's going to take to cool the water down. And let's say it's in the under $4,000 range, because most of these cold plunges are $6,000, $8,000, $10,000, $12,000, $20,000, $30,000, and even the one I got with $11,000, which everybody yells at me for telling how much it cost. It's like, I'm not trying to brag here. I'm just telling you what it cost. It has a real junk, it has like a $400 cooler chiller inside of it. It's junk. So he's working on developing that, and I'm going to help him launch it.
Yo Kenny R wants to know, when can we expect Built Amber touchless to be in stock?
If I were guessing, I think we'll open a pre-order would be second week of January. This is an educated guess, with deliveries in February.
All right, we got a super chat here, $49.99.
Thanks.
From Caleb Hill.
Thanks, Caleb.
It's his third super on a live stream, according to YouTube. Hey, Matt, I asked you about your thoughts on the M6 versus the M5.
Okay.
You said the M6 is a poser car.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And get the
Stupid
M5.
car, yeah. Yep.
What would be your first modification you would do to the M5? FYI, I stopped looking at M6s after that podcast. You made a good point.
M6 is terrible. It's a terrible looking car. It's a poser. It's like the only car that's worse than an M6 is the X6.
Oh, that's the SUV?
Stupid. Get an X5. X5 looks fantastic. And X6 looks, I'm not going to use that word, the R word. It's just stupid. Stupid car. Ugh, it's gross. When you see like some Instagrammer chick, like, I got my dream car. It's an X6. Like, you idiot. And an X6, M Sport, which is even worse. Just, so stupid.
It's the first modification other than cutting the little
exhaust, for sure. Actually, first modification would be spacers. You put spacers on it, and then you'd want an exhaust, and then you'd want a suspension. You'd want to lower it. Then a tune, and then keep going from there, and then all the I&D cosmetic package. So actually, the very first thing you do is an I&D cosmetics package with the, with all the pieces you need to cover up reflectors and things like that.
All right, so Dennis, who had the $3,500 budget for speakers.
Okay,
we had another recommendation for him here. See what you think about this. Joel Smith says, check out Martin Logan XT100.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked Martin Logan. I just never loved Martin Logan. But they make great speakers. They've what is it? Who bought them? Paradigm bought them, or whoever owns Paradigm. So Martin Logan has some interesting speakers. They're not the Martin Logan of the past, but they're still good. I would much rather have done audio over Martin Logan, though.
On the topic of the Ego 20-inch chainsaw, do you know if the Pro version is actually coming to the U.S. or just the consumer version? Info is light online.
Generally, they bring the Pro later, so I would expect them to bring it. I mean, they have the Pro blower and stuff like that. I don't have any information that says yes, but yes, I think they will bring it.
Another audio question here from Stratos4. He's looking at replacing his Klipsch RP8000 FS with Dynaudio gear.
Yep.
But I want to confirm, are some speaker sounds just not suited to some music? I love rock, and Klipsch are too bright.
Yeah, I mean, Klipsch is an acquired taste. I love Klipsch for home theater. It's fun. It's rip your face off. It's very efficient. and especially older high-end clips like KLF series or Heritage series. I'm not as big of a fan of the RP stuff with the gold dome stuff, but still fun, a lot of fun. To me, I think everyone should have a clip set up at some point in their life. I've had probably 8 in my lifetime, and but I think you eventually graduate from that, and I think that it will be a shock for you. You may even think, well, man, this is going to be tough. That's a tough move to go from Klipsch to Dynaudio from a subdued standpoint. It may, depending on who you are, it may feel boring. But I'm an ex-Klipsch guy, huge Klipsch lover. I've had 6, 7, 8 different Klipsch home theaters over the years. It's fun. It's exciting. It's great for home theater. Decent for music if you have the right speaker and the right amount of power. But I think that I've enjoyed that move from Klipsch to Dynaudio, and I think that's a rare instance where you would enjoy it. But I think if you feel like they're too bright, I think you're a good candidate for that move.
Super chat from Ryan, $9.99. Hey, Maddie, what's the amount we have to raise to get you up on that lift with my guest?
Oh, shoot. How long do I have to stay up there? If I just went straight up and if I could sit down on the ground, I could do it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do it. Yeah, I'd say $1,000. I'd probably go up.
Go all the way up.
Yeah.
All right, Gary Jones, our winner of the shopping spree. He says for his home theater, he's got the Evoke 20s and the SVB 2000 Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Which center speaker should I get to complement them?
Yeah, I mean, you want the Evoke 25C. You want a timber match if you can, so they make a center channel specifically for it. So the Evoke 25C is the center channel you want.
When is the LZ project estimated to be finished, Drew?
February 1st is the target.
Jim says, shout out to the whole OG crew for the LZ series. It's been amazing to watch.
Thanks. I'm glad people are really enjoying it. It's a lot of work. I assumed people would like watching it. Even people that have resisted, I think they're starting to see it, and they're starting to see the vision of like the amazing transformation it's going to be. I think the thing that's hard to explain, and I'm not going to explain it. I'll say it here, but I'm not going to explain it in the videos. Is that it's a unique set of circumstances here, and that there's a few builders in America that would be able to build and do this kind of stuff, and even they are going to be missing out on some of the aggregation of the stuff, like what faucet to choose, what appliances to choose. That usually you can find a builder that's has an interior designer that's an expert. A classic example is I was watching a lot of the McGee & Co. videos this weekend, and they miss a lot of the function. It's beautiful. They choose really awesome materials. They don't know anything about TV. They don't know anything about water treatment. They don't know anything about audio. They don't know anything about appliances. They don't know anything about faucets. It's all purely what it looks like. They certainly don't know anything about proper lighting. They know about light fixtures, which I don't know very much about. And so that's where Laurel comes in, because Laurel has a very similar style to what's her name? I forget what her name is, the McGee lady. Laurel has the style and knows how to pick all those finishes that I don't know how to do. I can see it. I can understand it when I put it together. But the unique circumstance here is I have an amazing tiler. I have Mike, who's a wizard. I could do anything. And then I have Laurel, who has the style, and then I know how to put it all together. Laurel doesn't know how to do anything with TV. She doesn't know anything with audio. She doesn't know anything about lights. She doesn't know about light switches or lighting control or any of that kind of stuff. But she knows about fabric. She knows about fit and finish, and she can appreciate what I'm talking about with this stuff. She doesn't know about faucets. She doesn't know about water treatment and stuff like that. And so I'm able to kind of bring all this stuff together, and I've made a lot of mistakes over the years in doing this. And so really this is also another learning experience for me to figure out when I do build my house or when I build my community in the future that I'm going to pull all this stuff together. And so it's been a really awesome experience to level up the knowledge, level up the the project management skill set, add that to the repertoire, and then see what I do with it in the future.
Tagus wants to know if you have any thoughts on the Active 2.3. Do you think it will even come close to a Krenzla?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to perform better than a Krenzla. It's going to perform like an AR, but it's still going to be, a price point type product. I think it's going to be great. It's not going to replace my Krenzla. I mean, I think the chances of that is almost zero. But hey, who knows? Maybe it will if it performs that much better. I think we'll see. I'm a little concerned with the ramp up time and the induction style motor they're doing, but we'll see how it functions. I think it looks cool. I've said this before. It looks very similar to the Zoom call I had and shared with them what I wanted a pressure washer to look like in the future. But I don't have any say. I'm not given any say. I'll just be a retailer for it for this time around.
27 Motorsports wants to know, do you know if a 100-foot Prolock cord will fit in the Cox reel spool?
No, it won't.
What do we have on there, 50?
Yeah, it won't even be close. We can get you a 100-foot reel if you want one. So, yeah, no, it won't fit.
Patrick F. says, thanks for the PSB recommendation. They're really nice for my desktop.
Yeah, perfect. Nice.
Taylor wants to know, can you give an update on the tool situation, where, etc.?
Yeah, so I'm finishing up my Stahlvilla first order, which will be all wrenches and stuff like that, and probably torque wrenches. Then I'm through the one time through Knipex, and so I have to place an order for Knipex. Nick has already started working on the spreadsheet of the 68 screwdrivers. It's either 68 or 69 screwdrivers that have made the cut, and then we'll have to start building kits from there because most people are going to buy 70 screwdrivers. And then Koken, I've got all the Koken stuff here, so I need to spend some more time with that. But I think I love the Koken, the whole thing, the whole package. So the Koken stuff will probably be a ratchet socket combo. And then, I've got some more little ancillary stuff. I do want to get a hold of PB Swiss somehow, their Allen keys. And their screwdrivers just don't appeal to me. I know the tips are really precise and really nice, but the handles are just really bothering me. So I do need to get some of them. I've had a few of them before in the past, but I need to get some more of them and play with them a little bit more. And then we're going to start piecing together systems. So if you would like me to order you the 70 Wera screwdrivers, I can put the package together for you of what I would suggest. But we're getting closer.
Barry Bond says, hey, Matt, I'm heading to Miami for Christmas break. I've never been there. What restaurant do I need to eat at?
Yeah, I don't know Miami very well.
I got a suggestion for you. Joe's Stone Crab.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, or Prime 112 is the steakhouse you want to go to down there.
Yeah.
That's right.
I've been to Miami maybe a half a dozen times, but I haven't spent a lot of time there to know where to suggest you go. So I'd use Chris's recommendations there.
If you're into the fancier stuff, anyway, that's where to go.
You can't go wrong with Ruth's Chris.
Yeah, Ruth's Chris. Or Taco Bell. They have good Taco Bells there. Speed Break Aviation says, is it normal for the Cox reel to have some free play where the axle moves forward and back in the mount? When I reel up the hose, it bangs around a bit, maybe a 1/4 inch.
Yep. That is normal. It's got like a, I don't know, I forget. They explained this to me, one reason why it does that. Because I was complaining about the same thing. There's like a little wobble to it, kind of feel. I can't for the life of me remember why, but that is normal.
Wine BS says he would pay to see you wear those blue and white plaid pants that the tile guy wears.
That'd be kind of funny. We should do that.
That's fun. Matt needs a pair of those blue and white plaid pants from the guys at LZ House, says Cars with JR.
Yep.
86, any updates on the Emira?
Gosh, that freaking dealership is the worst. They just send you an update, once every 4 months with nothing. Just a bunch of words. So nothing.
So no.
I emailed them back saying, hey, can you tell me what spot I am, roughly, where I'm at and where you're at and, in potential fulfillment. Nothing. Freaking idiots. You give them $5,000 and they tell you nothing.
Tagus says, also, Matt is right on the subscriber conversion rate. I was a subscriber for about 2 years, then all of a sudden dropped like $2,000 in detailing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty typical, pretty normal. It takes people a little while to believe it, and then have the need. I mean, you got to catch money in motion. You got to catch it when people are doing something, remodeling their garage or getting into detailing or something like that.
All right, Obsessed Mobile Detailing says, is it possible to order a Lutron Vive wireless receptacle from you? Item number, then it gives that.
Yeah.
I wanted to turn my vacuum off and on without going back and forth to unit.
Yep, we can get it for you. Just email Ed at obsessedgarage.com, and he'll get it for you.
Dominic wants to know, what happened to Matt that convinced him to go into business in the first place?
I was kind of forced by the universe, for this to happen. I was always I've told this story many, many times, but I'm always getting in trouble, pushing the boundaries or, not doing anything illegal or wrong, but just seeing policies and procedures in a company and saying, this is stupid. It doesn't make any sense. I can do it way better. Well, the company doesn't want you doing it way better. They want you doing it the way they want you doing it. And so when I vlogged the 2 weeks of the day in the life of the obsessed, when I lost the weight loss challenge to Chris, and I had to drive in his clapped out Ford Focus for 2 weeks. I vlogged all those days, and that got me in trouble. Like a year and a half later, and I got fired, and then I didn't have a choice. But I was side hustling. I built the Obsessed Garage website, and then I was selling some T-shirts. And then I'm like, well, this Krenza solution seems like people should want this, and so let me put this together. And then I said, well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well make a full detailing end-to-end solution. And then that turned into, well, I think I want a full garage, and now it's like I think I want a full house. And then it'll be I want a full neighborhood, and then I want a full city, and then I want a full country. So we'll see where it goes.
Let's see. Patrick F. says, I need a new amp for my ATC SCM11 speakers. Mm-hmm. Any ideas for around $3,000?
I don't know those speakers very well. I think ATC is generally like DJ type or like PA type speakers. So I'm not much of an expert on that kind of. I think you need like a what are the amps that Mike Sajecki uses? It starts with a B. He's a big proponent of them. Amp that starts with a B. It would be a professional amplifier. Sorry, man, why is it's right on the tip of my tongue? No, not Emotiva. Yeah, no, those are Behringer. Yeah, that's it. Behringer, Behringer. They make some pretty sweet amps in that place, and I think Sweetwater would be a dealer for them. And so I would call Sweetwater has great salespeople that can help you think through that stuff.
Dun Hex says, hey Matt, I ran into your channel a few months back. Thanks to you, I've now spent over $20,000 in a couple months for my garage.
That's cool. I
live down in Colombia and had full Sonic cabinets shipped. Looks good.
Nice.
Oh, that's serious right there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Scott Wills wants to know, will you add a cold plunge to Destination OG?
Yes. I got to figure out how and where, but yes.
Christian Torres wants to know, where's the new home video? Tonight? It's coming out tonight, Christian.
Yeah, the LZ project. Yeah, it'll be out tonight. Yep.
Captain Jack 4 says, I have to say this is the first giveaway where I can't add to my OG hat collection. Guess I'll have to get a bag to put them all in.
There you go.
Good idea. Thanks, Maddie, for the advice regarding the Klipsch move. Your other advice has been on point. I already migrated to NAD.
Yeah, I'm a huge NAD fan, and that was a real accidental discovery. It was just because I wanted the Blue Sound stuff. That I'm like, well, I'm an NAD dealer now. Let me try some of this stuff out. I'm got NAD everywhere. Freaking love it. It's so good.
Donkey Mac 17 says, what do you think about JBL synthesis speakers for theater and home audio?
I think they're freaking awesome. I've never owned them, never had anything from them. I've heard several theaters. Even at the I went to the JBL Synthesis booth at the CEDIA show. Speaking of which, I got to look up CES. I want to go to that. I don't know if I'm going to have time to go to it. I think it's in January. It'd be my...
January 9 through 12.
Shoot. Yeah. Crap. I want to go. Yeah.
Accepting the cookies.
Yeah,
that's pretty close.
Yeah. I don't know if my brain can handle another thing like that. I would just have to go just for the fun of it. But anytime I go to something like that, I get idea crazy. Ideas are useless. Execution is key. Everybody has a bunch of ideas, but can you execute on it? That's the tricky part.
Got a $20 super chat here from Cars with JR.
Oh, thanks.
Says, hey, Matt, just want to say it was great to meet you at SEMA at the McGuire's booth. We only met very briefly. I didn't want to be that guy and talk your ear off or take a selfie, but it was an honor.
You gotta be that guy, man. Yeah, it's flattering when somebody wants to do that, and it's fun. And in fact, I usually do a better job of convincing people, hey, let's do a photo. This will be fun. Let's do it. Because dudes, we don't like, then you're like, what am I going to do with this photo? Kind of thing. And then then you talk yourself out of it.
Toby wants to know, are you still addicted to the Moto watch group? And have you found anything good?
Yeah, I bought this on it. The black
Which
dial.
one is that?
Yeah, this is just the basic
Submariner,
Submariner date. No, this one doesn't have, I don't think this one has a
Kermit
name.
or a Starbucks. Or,
no, it's just the black dial. Maybe somebody can chime in, but it's just the base, Rolex. That Michelle got me this for Christmas.
Oh.
Meaning I bought it and then she handed it back to me.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Does the LZ project have future plans for exterior renovations to the house?
Yeah, I think he probably will. But that isn't the main goal. Somebody made a really cool comment. It's kind of like a sleeper car, where it's all clapped out on the exterior and it has this amazing engine and suspension. I said, yeah, that's a pretty good analogy. I might use that in the video with Adam. He'll probably like that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Is that our
Sorry, I was checking something out. Yeah, this just hit the store today, actually.
Oh, yeah, that shirt's sick. So
Obsessed
I asked the guys to
shirt.
come up with a garage design shirt. I think people are really going to dig that shirt. And we're printing on a new type of shirt that's pretty sick.
Yeah, so it comes in white and carbon.
Yeah.
Which is like a dark gray.
You guys, I'm telling you, go to obsessgarage.com. Just go to the giveaway page and order that shirt. The base shirt it's printed on is freaking fantastic. And then the design just is totally our style. Super cool.
It is really cool.
Yep.
The next question, that's why I was searching here. You want to know, is there a reason that the magic stairs are no longer an option in the store?
We've never had them in the store. We can't just stock and pack and ship those where we can ship the attic lift. So if you want the stairs, just when you buy them from them, just say, hey, Matt sent me here, and they'll, give me some street cred with them in the future. But yeah, those require more sophisticated installation.
Taylor Foster wants to know, I would love a Wera screwdriver foam drawer setup for my 24 by 24 listed drawer. Mm-hmm. From there, would plan to move to the wrench solution, pliers, etc., and slowly build my full box.
You and me both, brother. I'm working on it. That's the plan. Because all the foam solutions they have are terrible combinations. Terrible. So I'm going to make my own. It's going to be awesome.
Speedbreak Aviation says, I'd like to comment that OG's support via email is excellent. I've asked a few questions, and they'll reply not only with the answer, but a video that they just made showing me what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's the plan. Some old codgers get us angry at us or something when you can't get. I need them right now. I had one guy the other day. He had ordered a Cox reel.
Okay.
Right. And then he found it somewhere else, right? So he ordered it on Black Friday, and I'm sure he found it on Amazon or something like that, some iteration of it. And it's probably the wrong one, but he doesn't know any better. So he's like, oh, we found it cheaper and found it quicker, whatever they say they can deliver it to him. So he texts me. No, he calls me.
Okay.
Then he calls me again. And he leaves a message, and he calls me again, and then he texts me, and then he calls me again, and he says, I've sent a bunch of emails. So then I text Manny. He's like, man, this guy really wants to cancel his order. And Manny he sent an email. He sent me, it was like email, like all 2 minutes apart. And it was at like 11:02, and Manny was going to answer it at like 11:37 or something, and then he said, I'll handle it. But that's what happens with some people. We didn't have the thing. It was coming in a couple of weeks. Like, it wasn't a big deal, and he's just freaking out. And then I guarantee he probably emailed Manny again saying, how come I haven't seen my credit come through yet? Sir, when we do a refund, it takes 3 to 5 business days for it to post. So just some people are just wired a little differently. But I've made this argument many times. I'm not being lazy on you. I could hire some people to answer the phone that don't know anything. And they'd be on the phone. They'd be able to talk to 10 or 12 people a day. Whereas if we have an email system, these are the only 4 people in the world that know the answer to these questions. The combined body of knowledge, and so I need to create a queue. And so the way we do it, I think, is the best setup. And then we're constantly trying to improve and add to it. Manny spends a lot of time building out his team, and I don't have infinite funds because we don't have infinite margin. And so I think we have the best sort in the business.
Super chat, $19.99 from Barry Bonds. Matt, your video, I'm changing my life forever. Changing my life. I'm a few weeks in and want others who watch the video and haven't started yet to know that it's worth it. Thank you.
Thanks, man. I mean, it's funny because I was making that video. I'm like, I don't think I should make this video. And then I'm like, no. If this was the right time for me and somebody I was watching made that video, I would be motivated by it. Even if I took one supplement or one idea from it. And so I appreciate it, man. I plan on making an updated video here soon where I'm at. Made some. I actually sent him the email the other day of yesterday. I think he made me go back and last night I probably spent way too many hours going back through my recommended list and updated it again. I've changed out some supplements again. And then I put links and everything and kind of simplified it a bit for people. But yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for saying that. My life has changed, and if that can, that can help others too, I mean, that's pretty cool. Pretty fun. Pretty rewarding.
George, or maybe Jorge Cruz, says, hey, Matt, do you have any solutions coming for us trucker guys? For example, your favorite, chrome and aluminum polishing. Would like to see what you can find or come up with.
I don't have anything on the docket. I'm just not an expert in that. I think I'm best suited staying in my lane, and that lane is not pigeonholed, but it's something that my lane is anything that I'm interested in. And if I'm interested in it, then I tend to do work. I'm interested in mountain bikes. I'm not a mountain biking expert, but I'm becoming an expert really fast because I have a bunch of experts telling me what I need to know. I think I just have to have an interest in it, or I have to have somebody here that works for me that has an interest in it, like the coffee business. I'm not interested in it, but I have a bunch of people here that are super interested in it, and so I can leverage that. But yeah, I would say probably not, if I'm being honest.
Tyler S. wants to know, what are your thoughts on Sonos for a somewhat budget-friendly setup?
Absolute hot garbage. I'm telling you, this is a Maddie guarantee here, a Maddie proclamation. Go to bluesound.com and do Blue Sound stuff. Period. The end. That'll then lead you to NAD, or tell me what you want to do. So go to bluesound.com, start doing some research, watch some videos, and then figure out what rooms you want to do. And then email me, and I'll tell you what to get. I'll order it for you. I'll tell you exactly what to get. Make sure you don't make mistakes, and you don't end up with hot garbage. Sonos is the new Bose. It's the new digital version of Bose. It sounds terrible. The interface is terrible. The support is terrible. It's the stuff that everybody buying is because everybody else is buying, so they have more money than anybody else, so they have the better marketing than anybody else. But better marketing doesn't mean better product. So you want NAD, you want Blue Sound, you want PSB. I'm telling you.
Ross says, how would you compare the Dyne Audio with something like Bowers & Wilkins or Martin Logan?
So B&W, I've always had an affinity for, and I listen to them, and I always hate them. B&W, generally speaking, they generally use an aluminum or titanium dome, so they're a little bit brighter, a little bit thinner sounding. Martin Logan, on the electrostat side, is just a really unique sound that requires a certain type of person. To me, Martin Logan is about the appeal of the big electrostat, that it looks so freaking cool. I've had a pair in the past. They can sound amazing. Great sound stage, really open sounding. Can sound a little thin and lean in the mid-range, but I feel like they lack a little snap. But if you do like the big electrostat panel with the big woofer in the bottom, those, but you're in the $10, $12, $15,000 up a pair set of speakers, and then you got to match amplifiers to complement. But Dyne Audio is just so much more natural to me. B&W makes great speakers with great amplification, can sound, Nautilus stuff is world class, amazing, can be just fantastic. But I just don't like their main characteristic. I would say B&W is right in between Focal, which is super bright, and I hate how the Focal sounds, and Dyne Audio. So it's just a good neutral flat speaker. Dyne Audio is a little flat sounding in comparison to, say, a B&W. So if you're most males have a tendency to prefer a brighter speaker because we tend to not have good high frequency hearing capability, especially if you've worked in any kind of industry where maybe your hearing has been affected long term, or you went to a lot of concerts when you were younger. Dyne Audio may sound a little subdued to you, but I'm pretty sensitive to bright, and unless it's a movie where I just want to hurt, I tend to prefer, to me it's like Dyne Audio overall, except if you get into the real deal stuff, the super high end stuff. My favorite speaker I've ever heard in my entire life is the MI. I forget what they're called. MI speaker. It's the that tulip looking thing. Their website is terrible. You can't even find it.
That tulip looking speaker.
Is it MI? Why is it not German?
Where did you hear it? At SEMA?
At CEDIA.
What CEDIA? Yeah. Musin? No.
MBI.
MBI.
Yeah. There's an MBL speaker.
MBL.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
MBL.
There you go.
Yeah. I can't imagine what that pair. That's got my name written all over it, bro. Yeah, Chris.
Oh man!
And then you need another 100K. It's $200K a pair,
right?
Oh no, a single
That's
single.
That's even better.
So 400K, and then you need another 100K of components. That's the 101 Extreme. I can't even imagine how awesome that sounds. Yeah. MBL. I'm gonna get a pair of those someday.
Oh, you can use Shop Pay and split up your purchase in installments. No, you can't. Sorry, it's only up to $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
That won't get you very far.
Yep.
All right, sorry. Here, let me get back to the question. More insults for the X6. That's good.
Ugh, gross.
He says, thanks, Matt, for the input. I used to sell the Bowers and other hi-fi audio, but never came across Dyne Audio until I watched Obsessed Garage.
Yeah, I've never sold I sold B&W. I sold Kef. I've sold Totem. I've sold Klipsch. I've sold PSB, or not PSB, Polk. What else? Martin Logan, Sonus Faber, Vienna Acoustics. Trying to think of what else. Krell. Sold Yamaha Den and all that kind of stuff. What else do we sell? Niles. I'm sure there's 100 others that aren't the top of my brain, but my favorite was always Dyne Audio from the car audio side, and then I've always dreamt of having a pair of Confidence or whatever the version of Confidence is now. So that's my pursuit, is to get a set of Confidence with a really killer amplifier setup, like a Mac amplifier setup.
All right, let's see. Josh Allen wants to know. He says, I'm building a garage in 2024.
Okay.
So does that mean if I win the garage giveaway, I'd be able to use it on that?
Yeah, I don't see why not. We could work that out.
Yeah, just don't be at the end of 2024 saying, oh, now it's going to be 2025. Mm-hmm. Don't do that. We've been through that. Mm-hmm. Any update on the whole Knipex lineup video?
Not yet. I still have more work to do, and then I have to order all the stuff. So, but I am a dealer. I'm set up. I have the catalog. I'm through the catalog once. I'm going back through it again. Once I finish my Stahlvilla catalog, I'll start to put my order together, which takes time.
All right, we'll wrap it up with this one.
Okay.
You might have some advice for this. I don't know if you've ever done this. For Pretty Boy BT. Hey, Matt, I was thinking if you would ever consider detailing power wheelchairs to OG spec.
Huh.
How would you detail a power wheelchair? What are they made of?
I don't know. I'm always down to clean anything, but I had never really thought of it. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, if you live close by, come see us.
Yeah, bring it to me. I'll detail it for you.
That'd be cool.
So what I'm about to do in the next 10 minutes is to sign the paperwork. So Jason Pittman's coming over, who's my banker. Solidify the deal. It was the 11th hour yesterday trying to get insurance squared away, which I thought I had squared away 60 days ago. But my guy never got it done. I just kept asking, please, 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 please. So I had to fire them and do something else on my freaking own. Insurance people I need to start an insurance business. I'm freaking kill it. If any of you guys are out there, you listen to this in the future. If you're like I think I'm going to have to put this together myself. I wanted to find a holistic insurance guy, but if you're licensed to do stuff in Florida, I need a Chubb agent, and I need somebody to help me shop. I'm going to segregate it and manage it myself, but you figure I have commercial policies that I need for the businesses. So I have several businesses that need a commercial, coverage for. I have the building, which I've just squared away. And then I have the residential stuff. So I have, the Destination OG business. I've got the my house here. I've got rather sophisticated car setup. I'm probably going to call Haggerty and start to put together my own hybrid policy. For that, but I do need some help on the business side, on the umbrella side, so if you guys are listening and you're an expert, if you think you're Matt Mormon level spec of execution, that's really what I need. I don't want to have to do this. I want somebody that can help me, make sure that I'm properly insured. I always want to be slightly underinsured. I'm going to self-insure a lot of it. For example, the building appraised for 3.7. I bought it for 3.1, and I took out a insurance policy for 2.7, which is the 2.6, which is the balance of what I owe on the building to keep the cost down, and I'll self-insure the rest. I like to do high deductibles because I'm not going to make a claim. That's a strategy you always want to use, is try to get as high of a deductible as possible. On the $3 million building, I'm not going to make a claim for $20,000. So the highest they would allow was $50,000. I wanted a $250,000 deductible. The highest they would do was $50,000. But that saved me $5,000 a year by going from a $10,000 deductible to $50,000. And so sometimes you can do those kind of things too, and then slightly underinsure. So I need to come up with some sort of more sophisticated car insurance policy, because a lot of cars don't put a lot of miles on. Like the E92 doesn't need like a full State Farm policy, and then my E92 is probably worth $200,000. If it crashed, I'd probably get a check for $30,000. So I need some more appropriate coverage that costs less. So I'm gonna have to go do that on my own. I'm on my 7th person, and the only common denominator here is me. So I'm gonna have to take ownership of this and chase it myself. So if you'd like to reach out and can help me, point me in a direction, but I'm looking for, not to spend a lot of. I don't want to spend any money on insurance. I'm not cheap, but I'm not stupid. And that's basically what I was called, was cheap and stupid. I'm like, you got the wrong freaking guy. Would you ever put, and if you were looking at a thesaurus, would you ever put Matt Mormon and cheap in the same sentence, Chris?
No.
Right. Case closed. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks.